Okay, guys. I'm almost ready. Okay, I'm connecting with my PC and we will be very, very soon. There you go. Okay. So, how are you guys? I hope you had a good weekend. Yes, Ryan, I'm having a good day. Quite busy, but much better to be busy than not being busy. So, here we have some nice colors, new pencil, and the most important thing that I've got new markers because I have my Copic markers. Hi, Policius. Ciao. So in this view, you can see really the most important thing you need to sketch with a certain quality materials. Good pencils, black, indigo blue, Prussian blue, some colors, the white, the cream, the red, some cool colors like violet, a very cold light blue, or a warmer blue. Then we have the reds, the yellow, the white. And then, of course, one thing you need is nice electric sharpener, pencil sharpener. My brush that helps me to take off all the dust of my cigars from my drawings. And the good thing is this nice set of Copic Classics cool grays that finally I got this week, and I already started to sketch with them just to get used to it. It's true, it's a very excellent quality, and I'm quite impressed because it's true that compared to the Chart Pack and the Windsor, the other ones, which are those ones, there is a big difference, you know, Chart Packs and the Pro markers, but those ones are really very, very good. I really like it. I really like that. But anyway, I sketched also mixing markers with other brands, with those brands, and it works anyway. Would you recommend A3 size paper for sketching? Well, A3 size paper would be the best because that way you can move all your arm in a very good way. How long do these Copics last? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. We will see. Remember that today we are really starting to use, and I will start to using them. So we will see. January 2021. And we will see if they're gonna last quite a lot because they are very expensive. I spent basically, because I bought them on Amazon, I spent about 80 euros. 80. So it's quite expensive. Hi Florus and Jojo, buon pomeriggio Jojo, ciao. Have a good afternoon. So we have our sketch book. Let's see what I did this week. I didn't do much, but well, I did this one. This is just to check my Pro markers, and I really wanted to use ink, so I used this ink pen, roller pen, and you can see that there is no bleeding of the ink. This is the nice thing. The nice thing is that you can go with the ink first and then with the coping markers, and there is no bleeding. And this is a problem with the other two brands because they do take a little bit of the ink and just wash it off, and that's not nice because it makes all drawings kind of dirty. Yeah, probably you already saw this one. Yeah, this one you already saw. Then I did another quick sketch, always to check the markers, mixing markers, okay? And quite satisfying, you know, not so bad. We have light grays, medium grays, dark grays, and black on the main shapes, basic shapes. So that's basically what I done here. And then I did also another nice sketch about both that maybe you saw. You saw it probably on Facebook and on Instagram, but just in case, I will show you again, which is this one with a nice Prussian blue pencil. Always this one I will show you is this one, which is a Faber-Castell, and I suggest you to buy it. Prussian blue. Prussian blue. It's a number, shit, I can't see too well. I guess it's 265. Anyway, go and check on the Faber-Castell website. You will find everything there. Diablo Gaming, hello, I am fine, thank you. Double Gaming. Double gaming. Okay, so this is quite nice. Because one thing I like of this is the line quality, of course, perspective, very dynamic. Look at that line. Accelerated line. Also perspective, you know. So the composition is quite nice. Proportions are nice. And it really shows power, you know. Even if it looks like this powerboat is just standing still on the sea. Okay, so what we're gonna talk about today? Today we will talk about perspective. Again, perspective is important. And some of you, Lakshman, I don't know if he's here, not yet. So we wait a few minutes so that he can arrive. These blue pens are also quite expensive. Yeah, I know, but you know, Policius, the problem is that if you want to sketch well, you need quality materials. And I know that some of you don't believe it. But I can tell you one thing. When I was in school, when I went to school, for the first time, they gave us, at the very beginning, they gave us the list of material, and for each material there was the brand that we must use. So it was not a choice. So you want to be an art center student, then you must have your pencils, Prismacolor. You want to be an art center student, then your marker must be Chartpad. And so on. You know? So basically, I found myself for the first time that I was forced to buy those brands. And since then, I am very much attached to those brands. For example, another example. When we buy brushes, okay, this is a cheap one. But when we buy brush to make the highlights, on doing details, you know, on some rendering stuff, you have to buy Winsor Newton brushes because those are really the best. Because the Winsor Newton don't give you the problem you see there. You see the little hair that is going left? This is because the quality is not excellent. So when you put the gouache and you want to put a very nice ellipse, you know, dot, or a very nice line, if you have those hairs like here now, that are always going on the left because somehow it doesn't stay anymore in the right shape, you will never get that line exactly the way it has to be. So Winsor Newton brushes are really the best. And once I had them, of course, after so many years, I lost everything. So I had to buy again. And I have a very nice, I want to show you. I have a very nice set of new, you know, all type of brushes, because with acrylic and those brushes you can do, this is very good, because you can do lots of good things, you know, the way the stroke comes out. Then I bought those ones that are very thin. Those are really good quality. On those one, those are Marias. I don't know. Those I think are Japanese or Chinese or Japanese, but those are extremely precise. And of course, you have to take care of them. So protect them. You have to protect them. You know. Look. Then there are the cheap ones. Of course, I have also. Look at this one. This is ultra cheap, but you can see. This one is just to take a canvas and put the color all over, and that's it. Then you cannot use this anymore. You must use the other ones. So there are some of those cheap ones. So this is plastic that I buy just to make you know, the dirty job, let's say. But then I have those ones that are really excellent. I mean, those ones are really good. And then where are the others? This one is ultra cheap. You can see it's really bad. I should throw this away. This is losing constantly every hair, and nothing is regular. So I really cannot use this anymore. So I put this on the side. This one is good. Look. This is quality. When we talk about quality, and I found those on Amazon. Amazon, you can find. You have to search for a while, but then you will find the right ones. You see? Look. I want to show you the other ones I bought. Where are them? When I was in China, I bought some also. Look at this one. This one, I bought this one in China. This one I bought here. This one too, in a real art store. So this is what brand? Rafael Textura. I think this is Spanish. This is excellent. You can have a really nice lines, nice strokes, very clean. Okay, I don't want to annoy you, bother you with all this about my brushes, but believe me, brushes are important. So I hope that if you want to buy a set of brushes, okay, that you try to put some money into it. And of course, you will have always the cheap ones, but the cheap ones you will use only for the dirty job. Okay? Okay, so it is important. Let's come back to our lesson of today. Yeah, stationary shopping is fun too. You're right, Policious. It's it's also a way to, you know, it's like girls when they go for shopping, people like me or like us, they go for shopping in an art store. We could stay an hour in the art store and check everything. On the other side of my studio, I have at least 20 canvas, different size. When I will feel like painting, I will take one and I will start painting again. Ciao, Victor, ¿cómo estás? Buenas tardes. Muchas gracias. A ti también. I hope I said it correctly. Hey, Lakshman, don't worry. You are sorry because you're late, but I waited for you because you wanted to see the perspective. And today we're gonna talk about perspectives. We're gonna do several exercises that you guys can do at home, following me. All right. And now that Lakshman is here, now we can we can start. Podemos cominciamo, let's start. So, first of all, I take a pencil, okay? And I want to do this in 2 steps, okay? We're gonna make the first step, it's gonna be really, really easy so that everybody, hi Krish, how you doing? So that everybody can, at home without me, you can check again the video, but you can do your car in side view, and then that side view will transform it into a 3/4 front, 3/4 back view. Very simple, okay? So this is the first step. Then the second step, we will go with other perspectives that are not on the same view, but different view that are a little bit more complicated. Because of power cut, I could come on time. Okay, don't worry. We are just starting. Now I would like to take a model of a car so that I can use this little model that I have, that I think you will like it. You know, this is anybody knows what car is this? This is a Fiat 850s from the 70s. I have quite many of those little models which are really, really cute. Look. Okay, so we're gonna do this basically, okay? We have our side view, okay? We have our side view, and then we will just make a rotation on the same plane, so we will not change the eye position of the viewer to the car, and we just will do this. Okay? And then from the side view, we will do that to see the back one, the back part. Okay? So we are not doing this. We are not doing this or this. We are not doing that. You see, those planes are tilted. You see, what we're gonna do, we're just gonna do the side view, and we're just gonna turn our plane like a turntable, okay? So that the viewer is always at the same spot. The eyes are always at the same point, okay? Another good thing of that is that when we do a side view it's a 1-point perspective, and the other point, vanishing point on the sides, they are at the infinite, okay? They don't come together. They're so far that we'll never see them. So all lines on side view for the perspective, they are parallel, right? So when we do that, those lines will remain parallel. And that's why it's going to become easier to make your perspective. Because when you take all parallel lines, also when you are in perspective, you don't have to deal with the problem of the vanishing point, you know, when the perspective is like that, which is more complicated. That's why I say, let's make first step, and then we will move to the second step, which is going to be more complicated. Okay? All right, so let me check that here everything is fine. So let's make first line, the ground line, okay? This is ground line. Ground line. Okay. And let's make a side view. Now I'm gonna make a simple side view. I don't want to spend too much time on a side view car, because what we want to do is the perspective. Okay, so I'm looking at this car that I just took, okay? I have it here in front of me, and I'll draw a little small, okay? So here we have almost like 1, 2 wheels and a half. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 2 wheels and a half. All right. So I would say that it's like that. Typical car of the 70s from Fiat. Okay, so we have this shape, okay? Now I will try to make it a little bit more modern, don't worry. So, first of all, I always put my wheel well because I know that we have it. And if I don't put it, proportions will be wrong. So here we have distance because suspension, we have to put it. Okay, so let's try to transform this old 70s car into something that can be more interesting. Okay, because it's one point perspective, let's put the wheels on the other side. Okay. So I'm thinking now about my body section, okay? I keep it simple, all right? So let's say that we have our car. Okay, so now let's work the shadow on the ground so that we have a good feel of the car. Okay, so let me read some of the comments. Sir, this their wheel ratio is achieved as which time period of the automotive era? The wheel ratio is a rule of thumb. It's not accurate. It's different for each car. Exactly. Exactly. The wheel ratio, I tell you very quickly. You know, at school they always said once you have a tire size, you will see that a city car has 2 wheels in between. Then when you make a slightly bigger car, it's 2.5, like this one. This one is a small car. Medium size but tendency small. Then when you have 3 wheels, you get into a C segment. 3.5, 4, it's a D segment. And there you can even have 4 wheels. Those are the supercars that have a very long wheelbase, mid-engine, very long nose and stuff like that, you know. But basically that's, and then for the Hyatt, you know, 2.5, it's quite correct. Okay, then we always cheat a little bit. Two and a half or 3, it depends. If it's a family car, there will be 3 wheels higher. Okay? Alright, so I have my side view. Now what do I do? First of all, I see if it looks okay or not. This is a little bit low, you see? Now that I turn, I can see that this is a little bit like a potato here. A little bit low, like a Porsche, but it's not a Porsche. So maybe you know what I will do? Let's bring this up a little bit. You know, why not? And also the graphics. It looks better. You see, now it's not anymore doing that, but it's following a nice axe that is kind of pointing down. Okay, so now I take this one, I put it here, okay, and let's transform it. So I go again with my line, ground line, okay? I take my wheels, they are circles. I take also the side view. Look, this is, it comes for free. We already have it, you know? So this part, basically, it's the same. Now we are turning, okay? So we are doing this now. So we have to show this part. So let's see. First of all, the wheel we have in the back here, because we are turning, you see this wheel, the one that Lakshman always forgets. I can show you from here like that. Can you see it? Maybe like that you can see it. Okay, it's here. That wheel, when you turn, it moves in the front. You see the distance between here and here? Before we didn't have it. Look. You see? Now that we are doing that, we can see that wheel more. Okay, so the wheel is here. And of course, in the front, the same thing. It will be less, but the same thing. All right? So now we have our base. So we know that the car is turned now. Now the back cannot stay there. Look what happens when I do this. When I turn, this part, it pushes inside. So we see less. Like a van, I said in some future video. Thanks. Okay, we'll do this after. Okay. So this point that we have here, it will come here. You see? It's shorter. It's going inside. Big difference. That is turning, so it's pushed. And the front comes out because I'm discovering the front now. So that's you have to keep in mind. So if I do something very schematic, okay. So as you can see, I take my center line, which is a copy of this line here, okay? I draw it in the center, and I know where is the end of the car. Okay, this is just very quick, okay? You see? So now, hey Charlie, how you doing? Ciao. So now we just turn that car. Now, to be honest, I turned that car too much. Now look the difference here. It looks like something is wrong here. We should have done this. Should close that more. And brought that one a little bit back. You see? Now it's a little bit better. But that's okay. That's okay. No big deal. No big deal. Okay, so now I search for a blue marker so that we make we go a little bit faster. Okay. Okay, let's say that this is our okay, you see? Yeah, the C-pillar, this one. Yeah, I think that here I should do more like this. So how do I fix that? Very simple. I have a background to put, okay? And I just erase with my marker. That's a typical trick. You know? Oh, this is dry. Shit. I have another one. I'll take the other one. Yeah, this one is good. So now proportions is coming, you see? Okay, so the advantage of this technique is that I take, you know, I take my side view and I turn it. So all the lines, they're always, you know, parallel. Very simple. The vanishing points are very far, are kilometers away. So we don't know. Who cares? Everything is parallel. Just like our side view. you know? Same thing. And now we can do the same thing with the back, okay? Directly with sketching of body panels. Shall we start sketch first the chassis and then build the body? Wow, the chassis, okay. Kartik, you want to start like an engineer? We are designers. Must I translate design? I have no idea about the questions. I mean, guys, you have to understand, I don't work for design schools. Not anymore since 20 years, 21 years now. So, how can I know? I'm not there with them. Okay, so now let's take this one, okay? Let's put it here. And let's do the back. Let's try. Maybe the back will come better. Thank you, Debaj. Thank you. All right, so you see parallel lines. Okay, so as you can see, now we have the back. Now we can imagine some details, you know. Okay, so as you can see now, we have also our How do we adjust the wheelbase while converting to 3/4? Is there any specific rule? Yes, in reality there is a rule. You're right. Because we have a 1, 2, 2.5, 2.25. In reality here I should have had in perspective 1, 2, and this is a little bit more. This one should have been here. I mean, to be honest, should have been here. And here too, the same thing. 1, 2, and this one should have been here. To get the right proportion. But this is normal. You know, when we sketch, it's not that the first sketch everything is perfect. I mean, unless your name is Giotto or Leonardo da Vinci. But it's the most important thing is that you know a rule, you understand that rule, and you start working on that rule. You know? To improve. Okay, so this is the first exercise, okay? This is a step 1. Then we can move to step 2, which is going to be a little bit more complicated, but we have to do it. So here, remember, all the lines are, you know, they go like that. So there is no vanishing point. Okay, so now let's put this aside and let's make classical perspective that very often we do, the one we like, okay? Because here now we have the vanishing points. And with the vanishing points, there are a few extra rules that you must remember, you never have to forget, okay? So first of all, let me draw So as you can see from this shape, very simple shape, okay, we have vanishing points that go there, okay, and the other ones that go here. Right? Then let's put a center line, this one. So I take my center line and I reproduce that center line here. And the same thing here. So I have in perspective this solid, you know, Okay. Now that I have this one, I'm going to apply the wheels. And because we are working on solid, I want to make a square, because a wheel, it's a circle, and a circle, you know, gets into a square, right? Correct? So when I take this one and I put it in perspective, you know, it's a square in perspective. I can break it up in 4 parts. And also there is a depth, because the wheel, it's as is its thickness. Thickness, it's like that. You see, I'm always following the perspective. You see, this line goes there. This one too. Same thing I will do here. Then I do this here. And then you have a little bit of the wheel on the other side. Okay, so I break it again. And I know that my wheel will touch here, 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 right? So let's do it. You see? So, what do I discover here? That my minor axis this is a very important. The minor axis goes to the left vanishing point. Left. In this perspective, okay? 3/4 front. Minor axis of my ellipse goes there. Same thing this one. Okay, so now let's give a little bit of that thickness. Okay, so if I take my marker You see? So this is a way, a simple way to start from a simple, very simple shape, and start saying that we have I don't want to say this is a car, but this is a shape that can become a car. Okay? So for the moment, let's just do something really stupid. I mean, nothing special, okay? Okay. So, is it clear so far how I put the wheels? Okay, now, in this case, so don't forget, 3/4 front, minor axis, they always go to the left vanishing point. Okay? When we do the back view, it's the opposite. Minor axis go to the right vanishing point. So let's make a back view. Okay, so I make sort of a back view, always with my perspective lines, okay? Okay? Okay, so same thing here. Like before. You see? With the metal shock in perspective is very simple. This one, sketch in perspective. Well, you have to practice. Of course, you have to practice. Okay, that's very important. But this is a way. I mean, that's at least the way I learned in school at the beginning, the very beginning, and made everything very easy for me to understand. Because often we don't understand how the things is done. You know, look how I can transform. How I can transform this little quickie thing, you know, in something that can become interesting, nice. Okay, there are a lot of lines, but I can see my sketch. I can see my car. So now I can start thinking, you know. I can make all the corrections I need. It's always an ellipse, you know, on top of these two, of course. And here we have, you know, the beginning of something, and then we discover that we have a problem here, you know. You see? Hey, Frederick, EC. No, not yet, not yet. Don't worry. Don't worry. Then, you know, I take, let's say that this is better than this one, okay? This one just a very schematic. This one is better. Okay, so let's take that one. First of all, don't forget, look my minor axis. Where does it go? Vanishing point on the left, and this one too. Don't forget, very important. So now let's check. So what the hell did I do? Well, it's not so bad. It looks quite good. So you know what I do? I sketch it over again. I just change the angle so that it becomes more dynamic, right? And let's do something out of this thing. I will change a little bit the proportions. You will see it's gonna become much, much better. I changed the wheel sides and the lips, and it becomes another car. Look. You see? Now it's becoming something better. Ciao, Razvan. Hello. So this is a typical research, idea, sketch. That often we do. Then let's work a little bit the outline to understand better our car, the silhouette of our car, if it looks nice or not. Okay, so let me take this out, and here we have a real car. Much, much better, this one. Don't you think so? The design of dust are changing. Yeah. New one. So now, here we are starting to see something that is kind of nice. And then let me sketch some details to start thinking about design, I mean, it's the creative moment that now it starts getting, All right, so now we have a nice light. Nice lines. So what's happening here? Let me see. So I can put a little bit of shading here to see this section on the body. And I want to leave that white space here, you see here, white, because that's the step where the shadow it's going that way, and I can see a little bit of the road. So that helps to give depth. Your car looks like a banana because you're doing this, that's why. If you do that, it's a banana. If you move like this, it's not a banana. And now that I put a little bit of shadow, let me work again those lines, because I want to mark them, reading eyes. I want to see them. Okay, so now here, let's put a little bit of shading here. Let's fix that. Big, maybe too big. It's okay. First sketch just to see. And then we have to make corrections. That's normal. So let's that's our section. Okay, so this to show you that you can start, you know. Also like that is not bad. Looks nice. Now we can take just to have fun, just for fun. You see? Fluorescent, this is fluorescent. Stabilo. Luminator, this is really nice. And now we have a car. After we can say, I don't like it, okay, then sketch again. You see? That little detail, it makes it look like it's a real glass. Thank you, Charlie. Okay, so this is a perspective 3/4 back, always from this side, where the side view is on the right and the other, the front or the back, it's on the left. And when it's like that, as we said before, okay, wait just a second, I take a ruler, okay, so when we have the back, the side in this point, like also the front, you know, so when it's on the right, here, the right, and this is on the left, okay, right and left, okay, so the side body is on the right and the back part is on the left. Don't forget that our vanishing point it's on the left. It's the vanishing point that will take the minor axis of our wheel. Okay, minor axis for our wheels. This is very important that you don't forget, because many times I see wheels that look like broken and really strange because the minor axis goes to the wrong vanishing point. Well, everything that we do at Renault is great. What a question. What can I say? I mean, I work for Renault, so, all right? Okay, so, but what happens when we do that? You know, exactly the opposite. So we have the body that is on the left and the back part or the front part, it's on the right. When in that case, as you can see, the vanishing points on the right will take the minor axis of the wheel. All right? So did you understand? That's very important. Constantine, I am from Romania. Costantino, we have Dacia Renault Duster. Bravo! Very good. I'm very happy for you. I was in Romania several times. I was in Pitești, in Bucharest, and also Bucuresti, and also Cluj-Napoca. Mr. Big Car, hello, is sketching car. Review is harder than front view, rear view, harder than front view. No, I think they are both the same. No one is harder, but they're easy. Look, we're gonna make a front out of our bag, okay? Let's do it. Then I have then I will make another perspective, what is called top perspective, okay? So of course, the wheel that is farther has a smaller ellipse because of perspective. The wheel that is closer to us has a bigger ellipse. Okay? Don't forget that. It looks like a 60s car. Okay, we're gonna change that, don't worry. I'm not gonna leave that idea that looks like the 60s. Okay, let's move that wheel. Okay, let's make a sort of an alpha, a powerful car. You see? It's coming something nice. Ariaman, for the wheels you have to exercise, exercise, exercise. There is no other way. Okay, let's put some shading. Now, there's one thing very important you have to see. Do you see that reflection on the glass? Do you see that that section, that line, it's a little bit rounded? And this one too? Because the windshield, it's almost spherical. It is a conic shape, but a little bit spherical. So it has double curvature. And that's why it's like that. Check it better. And you feel it that it's Bombay, you know, that is not flat. That's very important. When you do your shading, think about that. Now let's put the shading so that it will look like that. It will help to read that spherical effect. You see how nice? Because Policius, because at Renault we have very good talents. I'm serious when I say that. We have really good talents at Renault. So many good designers. Okay, so now let's do the shading here. Now, I don't know if you understood, but what I'm doing with my shading, I am showing that the surface, this surface, here it's darker and here it's lighter. Why? Because the section of the body here, it's like coming in. And when it comes in this area, it's doing this, coming up, opening up, you see? So the section here will be like that. But here in this area, it's like this and like this. Do you understand how the shape it's sort of twisted? Okay. Reflection on the glass. Now we have to do... No, I don't work with Alpine. No, I don't. That's another team. That is another team. Specific team. Also very nice, very good team. Okay, so now let's put few lines here so that we give a little bit of movement to this top roof surface. I mean hood. So I imagine it's coming down, then comes up, comes down, comes up. Okay? So can you read the shape? Now, what I want to do, we have to put some little details here on the wheel. You see, I've changed the section here. So the section here is coming down and coming and out. You see? Yes, the new chief head of Renault Design is Gilles Vidal, who was before in Citroën.